Bear with me, friends. I'm going to play a clip from Tucker Carlson's show. He's interviewing James Fishback, who is running for Florida governor as a Republican. If you recall, I posted a video over here where James called Byron Donalds a slave. And so James is defending that using a very interesting talking point that many of you will recognize from the Black community. Again, I am not defending Byron at all. Can't stand him. This whole discussion couldn't happen to a better person. However, I do think this is an interesting progression of events, if you will.
Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
You've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of Black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's
Literally.
a fair perspective,
right.
I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating the struggle of slavery.
I totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real.
No.
Right? But for
We're
Byron,
against slavery.
We're against it.
Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, against it.
And so for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the Foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude. Like the Haitians, like the guys from Ghana who just got here, you don't get to.
All right, I should have started with this. I do not tolerate xenophobic comments in my comments. You'll get blocked, deleted, embarrassed, whatever I feel like in the moment. On the flip side, I also do not tolerate slick comments about the African American ethnic group. I'm a member of that ethnic group. I don't tolerate that. And a lot of you all are using this moment to get off little jabs at us. And I'm going to eat you up on that every single time. You can ask the people that be in my lives. I don't play about that. Because I do think there is something, you dismiss this movement at your peril. This movement has attached itself to, it's an alt-right pipeline for damn sure. It's attached itself to conservative talking points, especially around immigration, which I think is a huge fail and a huge misstep for this movement. That's just my opinion. But there is something at the core of the movement that talks about erasure, recognition for the contributions of this particular ethnic group that I think if you dismiss that, that's a problem. And I think when you do that, you also prove their point. So we can have conversations about the issues with this group without going there. And if you go there, I'm gonna go there with you. I'm going to hell with you. Okay. Anywho, Byron deserves this. Byron deserves this because during Kamala Harris' campaign, there was this whole thing about Kamala Harris not being Black. And this is kind of a semantics kind of thing. People from this movement believe the term Black came from us as people in America, that we created this term Black and that it's been kind of pushed around the world, but it's our term. So when they say Black, to them, they think the word Black means African Americans who are descendants of enslaved people. And so that's where that comes from. So when you start having people like Ann Coulter, Donald Trump, and also Byron Donalds saying that Kamala Harris isn't Black, we got a problem. And I know somebody who follows this movement, which is very much a path to the alt-right. It's an alt-right pipeline for doggone sure. I remember when that clip came out, I said, now look at here. You got Ann Coulter, you got all these white people, and Byron, who, according to y'all, is also not Black, based off these rules that y'all made. You have them all saying that Kamala Harris ain't Black. I feel like we've lost the plot, have we not? Have we not lost the plot? The plot was lost. Now, also be very careful there. They are pretending as though, we believe they have a claim to heritage Americans. But when the chances are, when there's opportunities to establish that, they gonna skip right over us. Like, don't get too comfortable with people like that saying that. When he talks about how we don't want to whitewash slavery, but y'all do, especially in this current administration. Y'all do, and y'all don't call that out. Y'all sit over there in your privilege and sit back and are shocked when we are calling it out. There's an extreme whitewashing of slavery, the civil rights movement, all of that happening right now. The other thing, this isn't a defense of Byron. It's more so just correcting history here, their ahistorical take. While Byron is not a descendant of enslaved people, based on his countries of origin, he is likely still the descendant of enslaved. I'm sorry, he's the descendant of enslaved Americans. He is likely the descendant of enslaved people from those islands. So, Fishback would have never called Byron a slave if he was white. So you don't get a pass on that for me, on that kind of language. That language is very inappropriate. My other big thing for this too, if y'all gonna sit up here and play in our faces and talk about, I agree. Run us our money. As MLK said, when we come into DC, we come to get our check. If y'all want to say all this, give us our money.
I'm a big fan of what you've built here. I wanted to make a little bit of news here this morning if I can.
Beautiful. Go for it.
We all have friends in New York, and I am sorry for their loss that Zohran Mamdani is their mayor, but I want to be very clear. 3 words: Florida is full. We are not a refugee camp for New Yorkers to flee from their problems. That's your mess. Clean it up. I am proud to announce here today exclusively on PBD that I will pass the Mamdani tax, $50,000 property transaction tax for any out-of-state individual who wants to buy real estate, single-family real estate here in Florida. It's time we put Florida first. We are full. We took in 800,000 new residents after COVID in just 5 short years. Crazy idea. Florida needs to put the people who made Florida, Florida back at the front of the line. That's what I'm running to do. If you want more New Yorkers, Byron Donalds is your guy. After all, he was born and raised in New York, and within the span of 3 years moving here, he got himself arrested twice. Rather interesting.
I don't wish the best. I might say that, hey, stay blessed. Boy, fuck you. Die today.
Florida lends Israel $385 million as we sit here today. And so what I said is, at day 1 as governor, executive order number 2 would be to fully divest all foreign bonds of any country. And there's only one country that we invest in abroad.
Are you serious?
And that's Israel. $385 million. You know what really got them is I said I would then take the $385 million and create a statewide down payment assistance program for young married couples, because we have to protect home ownership so young folks across our state can buy a place to live, get married, and have kids.
Okay, well, you've got my vote. That's all I needed to hear.
They're making hundreds of billions of dollars a year more. That emboldens them to give their proxies weapons, money, and the vigor to attack the Jewish state. And that is unacceptable in the international community. Let me tell you something about President Trump.
Let me tell you something about President Trump. The only reason that Hamas attacked Israel, you think the only reason they're able to do it is because of increased Iranian funding?
Who funds Hamas?
In part, it's Iran, but Hamas gets funding from all sorts of different adventures.
Who funds Iran?
They get money from Qatar, right?
Who funds? Okay. Who funds Hamas? Of course they do.
Right? Probably
Who gives
more money.
No.
It might have been Qatar, I think, actually.
Well, they give them a Ritz-Carlton hotel room. But listen.
No, they were transferring a whole lot of money to the Gaza Strip. That was one of the big things, one of the big scandals that Netanyahu was involved in, was allowing that money to pass through to the Gaza Strip under
let's
his
just do some
supervision.
quick logical reasoning here. If Iran gets more money, that's good for Hamas, right? You agree on that? Come on.
Broadly speaking.
Yeah, come on. Just concede one thing, Stephen. Come on.
What did you think of James Fishback? We just spoke with him, and we had a similar conversation afterwards where Claude was saying that it's pretty pointless to care about a politician because he can't change your life, which is true. He can't change it completely, but there's some aspects. Do you think that he has a possibility to be a good governor of Florida?
Well, I think he would be a good governor if he got elected, but it'll be tough. He's going to have a tough time raising money, tough time with endorsements, and, he's got a very right-wing platform. So I wish him the best. I think he's got an uphill battle. But I like him. I think he's a very smart guy, very sharp.
Me too.
Very well-spoken.
He's doing good, yeah.
Solid on the issues. I watch him on Tucker. I don't think I disagreed with anything he said. He's very good. So I like him, and you know, I'm a big believer in politics because those connections, man, they come in clutch.